Hey y'all, I'm Raina Harper, and welcome to EveRe-Watch Way, where I podcast a spell that takes a hold of you. For the show where I reminisce and recap the Nickelodeon fantasy series Every Which Way. We cover each episode of the show here, and I go into detail on everything relating to what happens with the show, what I remember from keeping up with it in 2014 and 15, and all the fun knowledge and commentary I can bring in with it. Man, what I think was really fun was the particular episode that we had with my friend Amy. I wish there was an opportunity for her to come back again. Whoa. Oh my God.
How did I get here? What happened?
Oh my God. It must be the full moon. There's no
Did you
filter
summon
between
me?
I suppose I did. There's no filter between my what I think and what spells happen. It's the full moon is influencing me. And that, like everyone listening, is as I'm sure those of you who have watched the episodes we're talking about today know, is a call forward for the content of today's episodes. Season 2, episodes 7 and 8, No Can Do, and Werewolves in Siberia. But first off, as you heard, we have someone joining today. My excellent friend, Amy Collins Russell. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you. Good to be back.
Yeah, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. It's a great Sunday.
Yes, and Amy, as I said before in her last appearance, is a guardian every weekday for a lot of young witches and wizards, so to speak.
Yeah.
Being a school teacher and a super fun person all around to talk to and can make you an epic pair of slippers.
Well, that's my mom, but I am the go-between.
Oh,
so
yes.
Yes.
I
can crochet, but not as fast as she can. She's a wizard with the crochet. I don't know how else to put it.
She's the crochet chosen one might say.
Yes.
And so let's hope that no curses or weird spells befall us as we get started talking about what happened today. Thanks again for agreeing to come back, Amy. So I'd love to ask how when it came to watching these episodes and like jumping forward ahead to compared to where you were in the couple episodes that you watched for last time, how big of a leap was it for you to try and understand, and did you enjoy it this time as much as last time?
Okay, so I did. There were some good moments in these 2 episodes. I was like, okay, this will be fun to talk about.
Oh yeah, but Sophie's just as great as always.
Oh my gosh, her chaos has gotten
if not better. Yeah.
Yeah, they've upped it with her. But I think the first the episode starts with Jax, he is in her, he's in Emma's room, and I was like, who is this? Wait a minute, did I? Okay, and I was like, wait, okay, this is season 2. A lot has happened. But who is this guy?
Yeah, so, as you probably gathered,
he's magic. What?
He's a new he's the bad boy, new sort of love interest rival, and B, a wizard. What?
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this, watching him for, I don't know, when he transforms and he chases her a little bit, I was like, oh, he's the riot of the group.
Yep. Yep. For everyone listening, Amy and I, of course, came together. I mean, if you've listened to our previous episode together, we made a lot of references to the cartoon Gem and the Holograms, and yes. I remember in specific talking about if Daniel having a bit of tendencies of the character Riot, but Jax fits him to a T.
Yeah, that's a 1-to-1 right there. And it didn't take me long. Just watching him on the screen for a little bit, I was like, oh, he's Riot. Okay, got it. Yeah. That's the vibe.
and now Daniel is slotted into the Rio role, I suppose.
Yes, definitely now.
But aren't you glad Tony's not there anymore?
Yeah, what? Okay, so because he wasn't in any episode. I was like, what?
Oh yeah, he's gone now.
Okay, so it wasn't just like those 2 episodes, like it's the whole season he's gone.
Oh yeah, he's gone from the rest of the show on out. He got written out as apparently going to a stage magic academy now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yay?
yeah. I mean, well, we got someone who's worse in different ways now. Uh,
Not wrong. I mean, I don't know because I've only seen him in 2 episodes, but I, I don't know. He is manipulative and does his like own stuff that's kind of creepy, but then he has also done some things that were very helpful. So I don't know. I guess maybe he
yeah.
is like the new Tony, but
Well, I think it's remarkable. Like I know we're gonna get into like the particulars and the events, but it's remarkable. Like Jack seems to be like compared to his previous episodes up till now, like growing a bit more maturity, like trying to like make himself be better. Like there are key moments of this. I'm sure you picked up on of like, well now I could have like done this irresponsible thing or done this thing like out of amusement, but I didn't. I held back.
yeah, yeah. He made better decisions. Like I was definitely getting like the bad boy vibe. I was like, okay, he's here to shake things up. And I
And he's
think
from Australia. Ooh.
yeah, the accent. But like you could tell in these episodes that he's like trying to consciously do the good things. And like I guess in some ways trying to even be nice to Andy? Question mark.
Yeah. I love the particular bit where Emma was like, "Wait, are you scared of Andy now?"
If he's smart, he should be.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be scared of Andy. I mean, I still love her a lot, but
I
I
don't
mean,
want him mad at me.
yeah, you don't want Andy's bad side, even if you do have magical powers.
It doesn't matter.
She'll mess you up.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Jax just not for the first time just teleports into Emma's room.
Yeah. Which I don't know. Like I feel like a girl's room is like her sanctuary and her. I don't know. I was kind of like, why is he in her room? And like her reaction, I was like, yeah, you shouldn't be here. Like it's one step too far for me anyway.
Yeah, like I know you're trying to have him be like the just like, oh, he's pushing her buttons and like trying to like nudge her over the like edginess line and just like needle her, but yeah, just imagine yeah, how much worse like someone just showing up in the girl's room could have been, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's Nickelodeon, so I know they're gonna be clean and everything, but that's just I don't know. It wasn't I wasn't feeling that. I was like, it could have been that because that could have happened in any other spot in the house. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like him just popping in, like that could have happened in the kitchen and then he scared her and she like runs, maybe like she runs to her room and he's like chasing her, but I don't know, that might have been creepy too. But just him appearing and knowing that he could do that, like knowing that he has that ability to just show up, that no.
I don't like it. And the like we know Emma and what's important to her. The fact that he like put his feet on her collage.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. Because that was the thing. Okay, because I remember the last time I was watching and like we were talking, that was the thing that let the Panthers know that Andy was playing, because she knew how important the collages were to Emma and she wouldn't ruin it. So it's like that's like a big thing, Emma's collages. And so yeah, for him to just that was not good.
Yeah, that's like if that's like if someone like cracked one of my DVDs, you know.
Not cool. Not cool at all.
But she doesn't seem like too surprised, and like this is not the first time he's done stuff like this. just
Into her
just
room?
just like show up to like, hey, here now, haha, like
No, that's unsettling.
yeah. Oh,
Like,
Jax
you
Jax is
aren't
plenty unsettling. He's something else. Uh,
understood.
like there's some like there's like I know we talked about like with Tony like one particular line he gave like the I'll don't want to see them take the magic out of you that
Yeah.
bit. There's one bit later that you might know like inherently what I'm referring to, but that Jax gives that's like, oh my, that's disturbing the way he said it.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. When they're
Yeah.
sitting and it's like after the meet or whatever.
Yes. Yes. We'll get there.
Okay. Well,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but he's like he's just laughing at how much he's making Emma upset in early on here. He's just like, hey, whoa, don't hold your horses. Don't get hysterical, woman.
It's
Essentially.
like you're in my room uninvited. You just popped in here. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Calm down.
And you're just messing with the stuff and he's like, well, you should see the look on your face. Hey, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, that was like when he's when he's chasing her, like
Oh
her
yes.
running through the like running away from him. I mean,
Yes.
that was
So
not the I am terrified. Oh my god, somebody help me.
yeah, this is she gives the wimpiest run of all time.
It was like a little scooch.
A
She
little
was just
scooch.
like
Yeah.
a little scoochy run. Going, what are you
Yes.
doing?
And but what prompts that though is Jax is like, hey, I have something. The full moon is affecting me too. It's affecting my appearance. Watch. He stands still, closes his eyes, and just pauses for like 8 seconds, and then she's
Yes,
like, yeah, I can see the big
it's
changes. Yeah, and then
huge.
he's like,
Yeah.
whoa, wait, it's not happening. And then he suddenly transforms into like a werewolf, like or just some wolf.
It's like a wolf dog thing. I was like, I guess he's supposed to be a wolf. And then she
Yeah,
like screams and like jumps up on the bed or something. And then
yeah,
she's like, don't move, stay there or something. And then she runs
yeah. Yes,
or the
or run.
scooch run.
Yeah, I wish this were a visual medium that I could get across how funny her run is.
It is so like it is not the run that she should have been doing. That is not the I'm scared for my life run.
It's like a, oh no, you're chasing me during a pillow fight at a sleepover run.
Yes, that's what it was. It was
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pretend to be in danger.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh,
And so then but then he just transforms back into human. He's like, that was just a trick. I was doing that on purpose. That I was just wanted to see the look on your face.
yeah. And I'm gonna say this because that's like the episode that I was kind of dropped into. When he said like, the full moon's like affecting me and all this, I was like, what's going on with him? What's the full moon? What? And I'm like, he just oh my gosh, he doesn't know what's happening. Like there's something taking over him. And I felt kind of bad. And then she like runs. And I'm like, what is going on? And then when he transforms back, I felt betrayed because I was like, so there's nothing wrong with you. Like the full moon's not affected. Like when she did what she did, I was like, yes, and kick him out.
It's like why are we supposed to like Jax? Are we supposed to like root for him at all? Apparently, plenty of kids back in the day did root for him. I never did.
Oh, interesting. I'm gonna say this. I get why some of them would, but I can't be 100% Team Jax. Like from the little bit that I've seen, I know in some cases he's trying to make better decisions, but like that first scene of me seeing him, I was like,
yeah, like I can get behind him being like funny and mischievous or like just trying to push her buttons in a way, like
yeah.
but he like shows such genuine disrespect a lot of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, he crosses a line, and he's very flippant about
Yeah, and it would be one thing if he were like doing these things, but he like implicitly like knew like what and what not to do to like not be genuinely like mean or whatever.
it.
Uh, but he's like not he crosses boundaries a lot of time, as you say.
Yeah, and
Um,
he just doesn't, I don't know, it's that arrogance about it. There's no comeback of, yeah, that might have been a little too much, you know. But he
Riot
never,
100%.
yeah, Riot's never sorry.
Yeah,
Never sorry. I feel
there's
like
an
the
episode.
closest we ever got was maybe Ryan's Hope, when he kind of explains,
Yeah.
this is my life story and this is why I'm the way I am, but I'm not going to
Mhm.
apologize for it. Like, he
But
very much gives that, I don't know, he gives that vibe.
yeah, for everyone listening who's not familiar with Gem and the Holograms, that there's an episode where Riot straight up kidnaps Gem. Uh,
Yes. Yeah.
but 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 she's like into it for a while. She like doesn't catch on for a bit.
Yeah, but I also feel like subconsciously, like, Jerica never gets a break. And
Mhm.
so I feel like on another level, she was like, no, what are we doing? Oh no, I can't go
Yeah.
back home. And on
Oh
the other hand,
well.
yeah, I'll stay here for a few days or a week or whatever. Because that
Yeah.
means I don't have to worry about Starlight Music or Starlight House or the holograms or Rio not knowing my real identity. Like, she gets a
Yeah.
complete escape with Riot. And I think that's the allure. Is that,
She's living out the Imagine Me theme.
yes, yes. Like, that whole song, like, Riot can do that. And it doesn't help that he, like, unleashes the whole Under My Spell song before he does it.
Hmm.
Because I'm like, I am not crazy about Riot, but that song, I'm like, yeah, take me. Go ahead.
And uh, and now we have a Riot who can literally cast spells.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Mind
See,
blown.
yeah. And I'm kind of glad that the Riot and Gem can't cast spells, because that would be insane.
And that Riot's not like 15. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
and like the same way he is. Um, yeah. But then Emma, under the influence of the full moon herself, she's like, "Wow, you're so funny, Jax. Let's see how cool you are when you're in a straitjacket." And I
Which,
and I was like, "Hell yeah, Emma,
same.
you
I was
do
like,
that."
it was not doing the little cutesy spells anymore. She's
Yeah,
like, no, punishment. It's like, I'm
yeah.
here for it.
Uh, I mean, yeah, to a degree, it's kind of bad. She's like under the magic full moon influence. But
Yeah.
also like, you could be more like that.
Just not all the time, but find a balance between
Yeah,
nice, cutesy Emma and this Emma. Just mix it up a little bit.
yeah.
Because he deserved that. I'm sorry, I felt like
Mhm.
she did exactly what needed to be done and got him out of her house.
Yeah.
And he's up there like, but I can't cast spells if my hands are. I'm going,
Well,
she's not supposed to feel sorry for you.
like
You have
you get what
violated like three different things at this point. You deserve a straitjacket.
you get what you get, dude.
Yes. Yes.
And so that then but then the next morning, uh, she she's like she's apparently overslept and is trying to like hop around and get her shoes on, and her hair is messy and whatnot,
Yes.
and her dad's calling on her because she's late, like, oh, you Emma, you coming, you better hurry, I'm hurrying. uh,
Yeah. And
and
and he's the principal now?
yeah,
Because that
by the
was the
way,
whole,
yes.
like, as your principal, you could still get detention or something like that. And I
Oh
was
yeah,
going, wait a minute.
because the principal was the villain of the first season and she got taken down.
Okay. Okay.
And so now Mr. Alonso has taken over as the principal. Um, and
That's an upgrade.
yeah, yeah,
As a person in the educational realm, I'm like, dang.
I mean, he's at least a professional and knows the job. So
Hmm.
and isn't like legitimate evil, want to take over the world witch. So that's an
Yeah,
improvement.
no, he cares about the people. He cares about his students and teachers and stuff. So that's good.
Yeah, but apparently Emma's not quick enough for him because he just leaves.
Yes, he did. He just left her.
And then, which, by the way, it's never really like made clear how far do they live from the school. You know,
That's
like,
a good point.
They said like your dad is Andy was like your dad is taking us, or one of them was, but implying that they were like gonna get in a car, but they also like don't like seem too bothered by having to walk. Like, is it just a quick walk to the school or is it a driving distance? You know?
Yeah. I was wondering, like, that's a good thing to bring up because if he just left and now she has to walk, but driving's also an option, I'm like, are they just around the corner? And if that's the case, why didn't he walk?
Yeah. It's like, well, they don't say the word, they don't particularly say that he drives, but well, I suppose taking us could have meant like walking with them. I don't know.
That's true.
Like, but yeah, I've even like me watching through all this show, it's not clear how far do they live from the school, because like we know that like all the main characters live within walking distance of each other, because like Daniel and Emma's houses are across the street, and presumably Andy's is just like down the street, and Maddie's is a short walk away as well. We know that.
That's that TV geography.
Yeah. I can totally buy all the main characters just like living within a few blocks of each other, but how far away is the school? It's not clear.
No.
And it's also pretty close to the restaurant, the Seven, as we know. So.
Oh yeah, because they just hop over there all the time. So.
Yeah. But yeah. So then Andy comes in and is like, hey, are we walking together or are we not? Like, why are you so late? She's like, I overslept. You know, I've been going through it. And then she's like, maybe I should just use magic, full moon influence. Oh yeah. She says, I wish I had a special tool that got me ready for school. And she looks all like fully done up and dressed. After that,
don't we all want that?
Yeah, and then like cast a spell to clean up her room entirely, like straighten up my room all tidy and clean.
Yep.
And she's like, wow, I can't believe I just did that. And Andy is also like, whoa, yeah, I've been saying this whole time you could just use magic to do the stuff that you don't want to do. Do mine, do my room.
Use your magic to do the stuff I don't want to do.
Yeah, Andy is just like that all the time. She's like, why don't you use your powers to put a shark in my bathtub, or
that part,
or a hammerhead, or a mako shark.
She made it. I feel like she was trying to like strike a deal. She was like, it doesn't have to be like a great white or anything.
Yeah,
it's like it could be a tiny one.
Yeah. I'm negotiating.
Yeah.
Because apparently her dad's a lawyer. Well, oh my God, at different points, her dad is said to be both a lawyer and a doctor. Like it depends on the scene that she brings it up.
Yeah, okay. No, you can't. I mean, I guess he could be both. Live your dream, but I don't think that's likely the case.
Both of those are pretty demanding jobs that you have to put all your time into.
Yes.
I don't think you can do both.
And a lot of school. Not to like on top of that, there's a lot of education years that go with both of those.
Yeah. My guess is the writers just forgot.
Yeah. Continuity, is that what I'm looking for?
Yeah. But then Andy is like, why don't you clean up my room? And then Emma just does it.
She doesn't even question, like, maybe you should clean your own room. No.
She's just instantly like, okay, cast a spell, it's done.
Yeah, Andy's room too. And then Andy's like, hope my mom wasn't in there.
then Emma's like, I can't believe I just did that. Oh my god, this is weird. This full moon is really doing a number on me.
Yeah.
As but Andy's just all into it. She's like, oh yeah, I can just make Emma do more stuff for me, and she can't stop herself.
Yeah, a little sinister thoughts. She's like,
Yes. Yeah, and she says that it seems she's lost the filter between her thoughts and her spells.
Yes.
And so then we cut to Maddie and the Panthers at school. They're and Maddie's like, I need to figure out if Emma has her powers again. She must have been the one to do the love spell on my mom and her dad, because there was a whole thing with a love pie that Maddie's mom did. They don't know this.
Okay.
That they were like, of course, not both Maddie and Emma weren't thrilled about this, like their parents being in love with each other.
Oh no.
and they're like, and Maddie's like, well, why would Emma do that? Or is it Katie who says that? Why would Emma do that even if she did have her powers back? I
think it is Katie that asked that question.
Yeah, and then Sophie gives her first Sophieism of the episode. She says, she must want to be Maddie's sister so that she can share her shoes, which is the American dream, as we all know.
Of course, Sophie. That's it. Why didn't I think about that?
Yeah. So Sophie coming in clutch.
And Maddie loves it because she's like, "Oh, you get to brush my hair." like it's a prize.
You just gave me a compliment, and as a reward, you get to brush my hair. Yes,
and Sophie laps it up. She's like,
both Katie and Sophie are just the type of people to lap that up. They're in such a codependent relationship.
Yes.
It's honestly disturbing the way they're like, we need to, our lives revolve around what Maddie wants. And,
yes.
And we'll do anything to keep our good graces with her.
So my question, does Katie still do her, because in the first season when I was watching those two episodes, she kind of had other things that she did. And even though like Maddie was like, that's not cool or whatever, like Katie still had this, like, I want to say it was like a martial arts thing.
Do Taekwondo. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm like, does Katie still do that, or has she given it up because Maddie doesn't like it?
I don't know. It's not really talked about. She might. I'm guessing she still would do Taekwondo on the side because Maddie like didn't know about it, and it like didn't affect things too much. Like, yeah. Or maybe. Oh my God! Do you think the show like maybe like subtly tried to imply with that scene, the scene that you watched with the like, oh my God, I mean I don't actually do Taekwondo, or remember that? Do you think that maybe because Maddie showed a bit of disapproval that Katie just quit?
I mean, it's possible, because I don't know. I feel like even when Katie was saying, like, they were talking about the powers, and like Katie said something and Maddie gave her a look and she goes, I mean, of course she took your powers. Like, it was this real quick, and I'm going,
she just deflected. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she quit Taekwondo because she realized, like, oh, Maddie doesn't like that. I shouldn't do it anymore. It would strengthen this whole like codependency, my life, my existence is all for Maddie kind of thing, which is not right. Don't be like that, kids. Yeah. Let your friends do other things.
Yeah. And like, even if you're, don't be friends with someone like Maddie, but B, like, especially don't just throw away aspects of your life based on her whims.
Her approval, or I don't want to do anything that she doesn't approve of, so let me just stop. And no, you are your own person. Do the things you enjoy.
Yeah, and if anyone tries to get in the way of that, you drop them.
Yeah. If they're not supporting you, I mean, within reason. Like if
Right.
it's something that is harming you and your friends don't support that,
Right.
you know, that's a different story. But she's
Not
doing
the case
taekwondo.
with this one.
Yeah, this is taekwondo, and like outside, didn't she also do like LARPing or something?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, that's so cool. Then
Yeah.
of course, but Maddie doesn't approve. So I hope she didn't quit. I hope she's still doing it for herself on the side. But
I'm gonna pitch this. I'm gonna go to Nickelodeon and pitch a spin-off show of Katie like growing up and having cast Maddie aside and like living her life now. You know?
Yes, it could be like Katie's story. That would be awesome.
Yeah, like Katie Rice's rules. You know?
Like, yeah, that'd be nice.
That we could do some sort of alliteration with her last name. Katie Rice's Katie Rice is right. I don't know.
Katie Rice is right after all. It's kind of like after all, she's right after all.
Yeah, we'll workshop that anyway. But they're like, they're like, maybe Diego can help find out if Emma has powers. Or sorry, not Diego, Proxy as she calls him.
So how, like, is that just a name she gave him?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay, so back. You want to hear the full backstory on the nickname Proxy? It's a doozy.
Sure, go ahead.
So I know so as you probably picked up, Maddie has lost her powers at this point.
Right.
That occurred after the big climactic battle of the last season. And Maddie just doesn't have her powers anymore. But they've since landed on her mother, and her mother is using them secretly, right?
I saw that, yes.
So
which threw me off because I'm like, Ursula has powers. What are you doing? But go ahead.
So as a result of her not having powers, and of course wanting to do like all the stuff, like, you know, open people's lockers with magically, or just steal stuff from people using magic, the stuff that she would want to do, she's commissioned the guy they know who's a Kanai and has powers, Diego, and she's like manipulated him into the same kind of codependent relationship, and it's like, I'll have powers essentially by proxy using his abilities.
Oh no. And he's letting her do this?
Oh yeah, because he's attracted to her.
Oh no.
And he's just a desperate sap who will just go along with it.
What? But wait, okay, hold on, because Diego, when he was like first learning to use his powers, the coach who was also with the principal, wasn't he supposed to be helping him?
Oh yeah, he's just gone too now.
Oh my god. Okay.
We don't know exactly what happened to him. He's just gone now. He didn't die or anything.
Just out here living life as a Kanai and figuring it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, his friend Mac is gone. Remember him?
Isn't that the one who was eating all the time? Like it was something about food all the time. So he's gone too. So they just left Diego out in the trenches.
Yeah. And so he's now gravitated toward the Panthers and, you know, and their whole toxic ways.
Oh no, he shouldn't. Why would he do that?
There's legit a scene where so he's in the hallway with Katie. Maddie and Sophie walk by, and Maddie's like looks up from her phone. Oh hi, and then Sophie whispers into her ear, Diego. Hi Diego.
What? They don't even know his name, or she doesn't.
Yeah, Maddie just doesn't bother learning things like words. She still can't pronounce hexerin, as you.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, she called it something else, and like, you mean the hexerin? She goes, "That's what I said."
Yeah, it was so great. Maybe I could lure Emma out if I kidnap the Hexasakawiro-san for him. And Diego's like, what? Oh, you mean the hexerin? Yeah, that's what I said.
You're going, oh, that is not what you said.
it's so funny. I mean,
But now they call Diego Proxy
yeah, or
because
yeah,
they use
Maddie
him,
does, yeah,
or yeah, Maddie does, calls him
uh,
Proxy.
yeah, because I can have powers by proxy through him.
Oh my God, poor Diego. But
Can you
okay,
see what? Can you see why I podcast on this show and just like have to recount every bit of it? This show is something else.
it can be a web because like thinking about what I remember from the previous season to now, like you
Mhm.
still have the same. There are similar things going on, but like this whole thing with Diego and the Panthers, I'm like, I would have never guessed that that's where he was going to end up. Poor guy.
Yeah, yeah. It's like how, dude, have some self-respect.
A little bit. I mean, you would think you saw how she treated Daniel. Like,
Yeah,
didn't you? Were you not paying attention to like how she is?
yeah. You were there for all of that, Diego.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, but if you want to be that guy, I guess. But
but but there's also a sense that like underneath, so there, I think the show is trying to imply that all the stuff that Maddie does is like a front of some kind to like that she like puts up in order to like protect against like her vulnerabilities, I suppose. um and like there we get, if you like, you could read into it a bit that Maddie is like genuinely attracted to him, but like showing it in her screwed up ways. I don't know.
well, I mean, if you think about it, she's kind of doing the Daniel, like what she did to
Mhm.
Daniel. It's just
Yeah,
happening to Diego now, and Diego's better because Diego has powers. Daniel had none.
yeah.
And so, like, this is, I guess you could say, in some way, an upgrade.
I mean, for her abusive ends, yeah.
Yeah, in her twisted, whatever she does. But I just, I don't know. This was not the matchup I would have ever guessed out
Oh
of this show.
no, but at the same time, I like I am like it's more entertaining to watch than Maddie and Daniel. Like
Well, yeah, because it's the same kind of one note thing. Whereas
like
I feel like with Diego, it becomes more of a wild card because he does
yeah.
have powers.
With Maddie and Daniel, it was just like be with me, do whatever I want.
Hmm.
No. Ah!
Yes. Yes.
Rinse and repeat.
And yeah, and I hate Emma because she has Daniel, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
But Maddie debatably has grown a little bit by not caring about that anymore and like letting Daniel and Emma do their thing. But she's like, I found a new toy over here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which
Uh,
is not good. It's still not good.
and remember, which is not good. Yes.
Oh, that
Yep.
that is. I didn't mean to do that, but yes. So, okay,
Yeah.
question, real quick, since
Yeah.
we're still on like Maddie and new toy and stuff. Okay, so earlier in season 2, I'm
Mhm.
assuming that's when like Jack showed up because I
Yeah.
I want to say we talked about that. So, all right, didn't want Jax because I feel like that to me like it would have made more sense for her to like pounce on him.
Oh
Hi,
yeah.
Panther.
She's not really into Jax at all. She's resistant to his charms, I suppose.
And I guess he's resistant to hers.
Well, I think he might. I don't think he has anything particularly against her. She's like, get out of here, dude.
Mm. And see, I would think she would, I don't know, I just felt like she would immediately be like, who is that?
Yeah,
And
and by this point, she does know that he's a wizard, but doesn't care about him particularly. You know.
that's wild. But I mean, it could also be that she knows she's not going to be able to just make him do whatever she wants because
Yeah,
he's got his own thing going on.
and she
So
doesn't have her powers, so.
yeah, that too.
So yeah, so Maddie says like we need to force Emma to do magic in front of us we need to like force her into a situation where she would have to use a spell so that we can know for sure if she has them and
Yeah,
such.
we need to give her a push.
Yeah, and so meanwhile, Andy and Emma are talking and they're like, yeah, I need to my dad and I are fixing this old 2K50 plane, and my dad and I are doing it together, and then Emma gives her a look of like, yeah, wow, you and your dad have the weirdest hobbies, and then she's like, well, Andy says, it, air aviation repair is cool, and then Emma says, keep telling yourself that. What the hell, Emma? That's
that was
awesome.
very Maddie. Well, I was thinking that was a very Maddie sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's a full moon problem, but
Yeah.
I was thinking that was kind of like, it reminded me of Katie and Maddie again.
Yeah, but genuinely, like even in the first season, Emma had those kind of tendencies to like just like, oh, Andy's hobbies are not the girly ones that you would stereotypically expect of a girl. Like I do the the proper girl things of being into butterflies and glitter. Andy's weird because she likes motorcycles and engines.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable and not.
Emma's kind Emma definitely has her like unlikable sides. Like,
and that was a moment right there.
And remember, there was the bit where she told Maddie that she had man hands. There was a.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We went on extended tangent about that last time, but
yes, we did.
But this is the part where Andy says that she wants a shark in her pool. Like, since you're under the full moon influence, why don't you just put a shark in my pool?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a great white.
Yeah, it could be a hammerhead shark or a tiger shark.
I just want one, please.
And then Jax comes over to talk to Emma, and then he picks on Andy. Is like, because earlier he used a spell to switch his and Andy's lockers. It's like the locker that I originally got assigned is all the way at the other end of the school, but now I cast a spell to make sure to switch mine with Andy's, which is right next to Emma's. But then Andy apparently manually switched everything around.
Put it all back the way it's supposed to be, and that's why Andy is the GOAT.
Yes, Andy is the best character still.
It's like, I don't need magic to fix it. I can do this myself.
She did it all by hand.
Yes. I love how she was doing the locker combination because he said that. She was like, oh, so I guess this won't click. It's like,
and she
look at that.
And she did it without looking. I guess my combination won't work on it. Oh, look, it did.
Oh, wait. And he was like, how did you do that? I'm thinking, she didn't use magic, kiddo.
He instantly assumed that Emma did it.
Yeah. She's like, I had nothing to do with it.
I can fight my own battles, thank you very much. But all these magic folks underestimating me, Andy. But I can fight. I can stand up for myself. Good on you.
Yes. Yeah, like I said, Andy's the GOAT. Period.
Yeah. Andy is the Aja of this show.
She really is. I love how when they opened her locker, like when she opened her locker door, all her tools were like duct taped to the inside of the door.
Oh yeah, this show's art direction has a thing for duct tape with odd, like, clashing patterns.
Yes, because it was all different colors and like
zebra stripes and orange and green and.
Yes. But it's so, like, I was like, that's something Andy would do. It made sense.
Yeah, and then Jax rants at Emma for what she did to him. Like, I had to walk home from your house in a straitjacket yesterday, and everyone thought that I was a runaway from the psych ward. And then Emma, okay, you want to recount what she says?
Oh, poor Jaxie Waxie.
Yeah. Aw, poor little thing.
Yeah, and you just go. I was thinking, she got some claws right now. I like this.
Yeah, Emma's not being like she was in the first season, who would like be afraid to offend anyone the slightest way.
No, she's coming into her own.
Like even like season 1 Emma would be like even in a yelling match with Maddie, she'd be like, yeah, well, I'm going to take away your powers once I become the, fully empowered as the chosen one until you learn to be nice to people. And
yeah, and I mean it too.
yeah, and that you better go home and think about what you've done to me. Oh, right.
No bite at all. This had a little bit of bite to it because she didn't feel bad that he had to do that or that people thought he was crazy. She was just like, oh, such a problem.
Yeah, and then Andy. Oh my God, when Emma tells her what she did, I put Jax in a straitjacket. Andy says, "Man, that's the sanest thing you've done all year."
She got the best line.
Yes.
And again, Andy being the goat.
Yep. As not the okay, we get another scene of her being the goat very, very shortly. But so then a few feet away from this, Maddie and the Panthers are ready. Like, we need to push Emma. We need to do something to push Emma into letting us know she has her powers back. And then Sophie is like, I'm on it.
Sophie and her chaos.
She charges Emma.
And the chaos.
She charges Emma, and we get a slow-mo sequence of her going, ah! and the funniest thing is the POV shot of Emma and Andy being like, just what but they're also like, oh, like what are you on, Sophie?
No.
Like they've learned to expect this stuff.
Well, yeah, they're used to her being unhinged. Well, it was one of those like, okay, we just said we want to push her into powers, but why is she running at her?
Yeah, and then she comes up super close to Emma. We cut away and we hear a thud sound.
Yes.
And then Emma's just on the ground with Sophie on top of her.
Yeah.
And then Sophie gets up and is like, ha, mission accomplished. I did it.
She was so proud of herself.
Yep.
She's like, I did what Maddie wanted me to do. Yeah.
Look at me. It's all done. All taken care of. Yes. Yeah. She got pushed.
Well, you said give her a push, so I did it. They're like, oh my gosh, that's not what we
can't fault Sophie for following the letter of the instruction.
Yep, she did exactly what they said, but at the same time, she didn't do exactly what they said.
But and Emma on the floor, just like flat on her back, is like, what the hell?
Yeah, what just happened? Like,
and
why did she tackle me and then leave?
Yeah, just and said like, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
So then, okay, this is in this next moment we get this is part of in this moment we sort of like, even a bit down the line, realize just how dumb Maddie is. Because under the full moon influence, Emma casts a spell on Sophie out of revenge.
Yes.
Up her hair will go, and then she gets the Bride of Frankenstein hair. Yes. And like all of her hair standing straight up, like with gel.
Immediately, it happened right in their face.
Yeah. And also loads of people in this hallway. No one ever notices magic energy flying across the room,
Nope. Nobody says a word. And then what did Sophie say? It was like static. She said it was static electricity. Was that what it was?
Happens to me all the time. And so Maddie sees this and doesn't get the hint.
No. Which I'm thinking, why weren't you paying? You should have been paying attention to, like, from where I was, going. If nothing else, when you see like Emma get up you should be watching to see what she does next.
Yeah,
because even though you didn't mean for that to be the push, you still should have been watching for her reaction.
Like, it turns out Sophie did push Emma in the right way, but
Yes.
Maddie just doesn't clue in.
Well, and I think it's the whole, Sophie thinks differently, and Sophie's, whatever. She's a dingbat, so she doesn't. It's like she just dismisses the whole scene, and then even when her hair stands up and she says, "Well, static electricity happens all the time," like, no, it doesn't, and it doesn't happen like that. And they just let it go.
Like what are the this goes back to the beginning, like early on in like the first couple of episodes of the show, like as a whole. It's that when Maddie was with her Panthers and like stumbling into the fact that she had magic powers, like she was like she's just said like earnestly, like, "Take that back, Katie, or I'll punish you, like last time when I turned your hair blue." Katie's hair turns blue, and then Katie's like, "What? Ah, oh my God, how? That's so weird. Ah, run out." And then Sophie just says, "She shouldn't have used fruit juice to condition her hair." I tell her all this all the time. Tisk tisk. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What planet is Sophie on? I wanna visit there.
just for a little bit.
Yeah. And oh my God. So the fact that, okay, moving on from that, the fact that Andy set up camp in the nurse's office.
Okay.
Made that her Andy cave, as it were.
Her Andy cave. I like that. But then that made me, because, okay, so the last thing I remember seeing, I think, was Lily had gone to the council. That was way back in season 1. But she wasn't in the nurse's office. So I was like, what happened? How come Andy's stuff is everywhere? Like, I was kind of in the Emma. Why is all your stuff here?
So Lily is training to be a member of the Witches' Council, the higher up like magic elders. And she's temporarily like gone through the magic portal, in the magic world to do her training, and leaving the office vacant. So Andy is just taking free reign to put her stuff in there.
It's like, I'm gonna set up shop in the nurse's office, which now we have a school with no nurse. I
guess so.
Isn't that illegal?
I don't know.
That's wild.
Seems pretty wrong. And apparently this has gone on for a few days. Emma's dad has not picked up on this.
Okay, he's the principal. He doesn't know that he doesn't have a nurse.
And he hasn't like caught Andy doing all this stuff to the nurse's office.
Oh, hey, yeah, he's.
And Emma is like, "What is going on? Oh, I've taken over this space, and I guess I'm the school nurse now."
With no credentials, no training.
And she's like, "Well, maybe I need to get in contact with Lily over all the weird stuff that's happening." Well, oh yeah, but I don't know if. But they're also like, I don't know if Lily is going to be able to help. It seems like all this is pretty strange. And then Andy says, maybe you have a cold. And then Emma says, no, I haven't sneezed any jelly beans. Call back to an episode in the first season where she got the witch's flu and started sneezing jelly beans. That was an episode that happened.
Oh my God. So that's the telltale sign. If you're like a witch and you're sick, you're sneezing jelly beans.
Or at least if you're Emma and you're sick, because she would sneeze up like whimsical, girly things. Yeah, and then like, well, maybe we do need some like magical guardian help. Like if you're like, since you're all influenced by the full moon, we can't both be wild and impulsive. You're right, Andy. You're right, but and you're very self-aware.
She's like, you can't take my gig. I'm that one.
Yeah.
you can do some things, but not. You can't have it all.
If anyone's gonna get revenge between the two of us, it's me.
Yeah.
Usually. So that then Emma's like, I think I know the right person to talk to. Cut to her talking with the Magic Witches Council member Desdemona, who's
where did she come from?
Okay, she's a member of the Witches Council who's now taken a job as Iridium High's gym teacher.
Huh.
That
think
doesn't
she'd
really
be the
amount to
nurse,
much.
but I guess not. She wasn't interested.
Yeah, so she's a gym teacher now, and she's like, yeah, I'm ready to teach all the basket golf ball. She just doesn't know what she's talking about.
Nope, she just ran all of those together.
Yeah, but Desdemona is like in her evil Desdemona getup.
I got that vibe. Yeah, when she's talking to Emma about stuff.
Like normally she's a stuffy, stick with the rules type. Like, oh no, you must not deviate from our magic code. But now under the influence of the full moon, she's the fun aunt type. I want those cookies.
Oh yeah, she got to lunch. She got a free snack out of that whole conversation.
In the conversation where Emma says like, man, I under the full moon, there's no filter with my spells. Like I can just I just think that I want cookies. Oh,
and
cookie appear. See what I mean? And Desdemona's like, you gonna finish those?
Yeah. She's like, hey, that's good timing because I'm starving.
Yeah.
It's like she's obviously not gonna help you with this. She's thinking this is great.
Yeah, but evil Desdemona is like, yeah, you should lean into it. Like just do whatever. And it doesn't matter the consequences. Just do whatever. You're the chosen one. Screw it.
This is not helping. This is not the advice.
Yeah, and then Emma's like, well, I don't know. Maybe I should just, if whenever I think about, doing stuff that's bad, I should just wipe that memory from my brain. Oh no. Okay, so Desdemona gives her the idea of like, about Daniel specifically. She says like, oh, you should now that Daniel has his memory back, you should oh my god, I'm mixing myself up here a bunch.
But she suggests the whole memory wipe thing, like just wipe his. Oh, and she said,
when you cast spells in front of people,
somebody sees me. That's what she said. She was like, what if someone sees me doing magic? And she was like, just wipe their memory. Yeah. You could just wipe their memory. And she goes, but
that's really irresponsible.
Yeah, and she said after the whole Daniel thing, like I don't want to mess with any memory spells.
But now that I've planted the idea in your head, you won't be able to stop yourself. Says Desdemona.
Exactly.
And then Emma's like, well, I'm just gonna wipe that idea from my mind. She'll close her eyes and thinks real hard about doing that. And Desdemona's like, and how's that working out for you?
And it's not at all.
Yeah. So just lean into it. Desdemona says, evil Desdemona.
Not helpful advice at all.
Yeah, it's that whole thing of like, when I tell you not to think about elephants, what do you think of?
Elephants. Yeah. So, question: so they know that Desdemona is from the council?
Yes.
Like, okay. Because I was like, did she just pop up and didn't tell anybody where she's from? She just became the gym teacher, or are they well aware? Okay, she's
they're aware that she's like doing this solely to keep eyes on Emma.
Okay, gotcha.
But she's meant to. Also, her idea of even taking a job at the school was under the full moon influence. But
okay. Well. Okay, yeah. I got it.
So meanwhile, at the 7, so Daniel has apparently won a swim race, and Gigi, the misinformation, is interviewing him. It's like, hey, hey, we're here with Daniel, who's just won the swim race, and he's and we're excited for him. And didn't you? But what didn't you say you didn't know how to swim? And he's like, what?
Uh-huh.
I thought we were just gonna talk about the meet. Oh, right. Okay, next question. How are things between you and Emma Alonso?
Oh my gosh. Nothing to do with. She is like so cool. Trash magazine. I'm gonna make another gym reference.
Yes.
Like, she's so cool. Trash magazine. And
Yes.
Harriet Horn. She's like a mix of them.
Yeah. Not the proper journalist Lindsay.
No.
LIN-Z.
No. Even though that's her whole like thing is I'm a journalist. It's like,
yeah,
really, kid.
Yeah, I get the hard hitting stories to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you dating right now? What are the deets?
Yeah. What's going on with you and so and so? It's like, this is not hard like new stuff. This is gossip.
But apparently Jax got second place, even though he could have used magic to just win outright.
Yeah,
as he's shown the inclination to do before. And and Emma is confused by this. He's like, "What? You didn't use magic?" And he's like, "Well, I got your friend Andy telling me that she's gonna rat me out to the witches' council." So, oh, you're scared of Andy, are you? No, and I very well could have won. I was only behind him by 1/8 of a second, and I'm gonna win the next one. I always win in the end. He says it like that with a very dark expression on his face.
Yes.
I always win in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, you pair that with the whole I can pop into your room anytime I want.
Maybe he should. Emma should have left him in a psych ward with a straitjacket.
Yeah. Maybe that's a lesson he needs to learn.
Yep.
Unfortunately, whenever she transports people, they always end up in the pool. So.
But just full stop. So anyone who says that they don't get to be the love interest in my book.
Yeah, you have to give them that line is definitely like you don't mean for them to be the main love interest.
Yeah, they're like I don't care. You're done. Get out of here.
Yeah. You are the villain in the story. Yeah. Like that is a villain line.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can't just
and like Emma doesn't like, and then he leaves and Emma like looks at him. She's not looking as afraid as she should after that.
Right? She should have looked way more concerned. You could tell if she was a little bothered, but there should have been real concern and maybe not panic, but oh my gosh, what does that even mean? Like, what is he trying to say? Yeah. Because she knows he has powers and he could have used them, but he chose not to. But what happens when he chooses to?
It's clear what he's implying. I will get what I want, as i.e. you. Is it?
Yeah. It was very pointed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, girl, danger. You in danger, girl.
Yeah. Well, what was that? What was that movie? You in danger, girl.
Yeah, Ghost. When
Yes. The
Whoopi
Goldberg. Yes.
She's like, you in danger, girl.
Yeah. Yes. That I knew that was from something. Yes. So then we cut to the Miller household, and the mom says to the T3, "No liquid nitrogen without supervision."
The parenting.
They're just like, oh, you kids with your liquid nitrogen and your potassium thing or whatever chemicals.
Yeah, whatever stuff they had, and it's just like, who's funding this? How? Like, are you saving your allowance money? How are you getting a hold of this stuff?
Oh, also their grandma sends them stuff. That's true.
Why is she? You know what? Never mind.
I'm not making that up. They mentioned that. Oh, that we got this liquid nitrogen tank from Grandma.
Because that's what you get your grandkids is a liquid nitrogen tank.
Those grandkids are so mischievous. I'll contribute to their fun.
Let me aid and abet their criminal mischief.
Yep. They're making mischief. We're making mischief.
Yeah, they really are though. They are truly doing it.
So we could just make a whole list of scenes in this show that you could map to songs in Gem and the Holograms.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, I think it's funny though, because they're supposed to be the ones who make the mischief in this, but then it gets twisted because Emma's on this full moon kick.
Yeah. So then Emma is there to babysit, and the T3 are like, oh, we're gonna get out our fireworks, and it's gonna be the biggest fireworks show Miami's ever seen. Oh yeah. And Emma's like, what?
Oh,
no. You better not. And they're like, oh yes, we are. I can't let you do that. I'm gonna cast a spell, turn you into hamsters.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was kind of, I'm not gonna say sinister, but it was kind of like, what? When I think it was the girl, I can't remember their names. Melanie. She's like, there's 3 of us and 1 of you.
Yeah.
And when she said that, for a minute, I was like, is Emma gonna like try to clone herself so that there's 3 of her, and that way it's 3 on 3? But then
that would have been funny.
Yeah, but then she turns them into hamsters. Like,
but you're onto something, because later Emma learns how to clone herself, and it's a whole thing.
What? Oh snap! That's gonna get messy.
You want to come back for that episode? I'll let you. No worries.
I might. We'll see. Let's see how stuff plays out.
Sorry, I know you're a busy person. If it weren't for your busy schedule, I might have you as like my regular co-host.
That would be awesome. But yeah, life be lifing. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So then Emma is like, oh my God, no! Where'd they go? Hamsters! They scurry around the house everywhere. So,
it's like,
so I'm gonna use
some fast hamsters, because it's like she loses them immediately.
Yeah, she doesn't think to like, oh, put them under a bowl,
No, nothing. They just take off.
And so Emma tries to lure them out with nachos because they're Tommy's favorite, the youngest one.
Yeah, but he's
Tommy, I got nachos. And Andy comes over to help. And she's like, whoa, you turn them into gerbils? Well, just turn them back. Yeah, great idea. If I could find them.
Yeah, because it'd be really bad if they're like hiding under something and she tries to turn them back and it's, oh no, now it's real bad.
Yeah, and so that Andy is like, oh, I see one of the hamsters. I'm holding the nacho bowl. Jump at it, and then she gets up, her hair covered in nachos. It got away.
Yeah, and I'm like, the other
she's not too bothered by the nachos being in her hair. She's rough and ready.
Yeah, she just kind of at one point she grabs it out of her hair and eats it.
Yeah,
it's like, girl, they are not that good.
And you'd never ever catch Emma doing that.
Oh no. She would scream and want to like go home and change and get a shower and get the icky cheese out of her hair.
Yeah, and if she weren't under the full moon, she would run home and actually do that instead of using magic to do it.
Yeah.
So then Emma's like, I think I need Jax's help. I should go call Jax. And then suddenly Jax appears in the room.
Yes.
On the couch.
She summoned him.
And he's like, what? Where am I? What just happened?
Yeah. Which I was thinking, I guess it's different though if you're trying to like teleport out somewhere versus bring somebody. Because I was like, I thought she could only move people to the pool. But okay, this is different.
Yep. So summoned him here, and then and he was like, okay, I guess I'll help then. And so he finds the hamsters. He's like, oh, here's one and here's one. There we go. and
Yeah.
and he's pretty good at it. And then do you recall who says like that? Okay, so Emma's like, Jax, you should turn them back because like
Oh,
I'm my spells are like going willy nilly. Of course, you can't trust me to do it with all the things that are going on with me. And then they both like try calming down, like just relax and yeah, just yeah, you can just focus on it. And if an intrusive thought comes in of something else to do, Andy says, then just imagine you're a boxer and you're gonna punch those thoughts right out of your brain.
yeah.
I love you, Andy. You're the best.
So I'm thinking, so she has to have a boxing match in her brain while she's trying to change these children back into children, the children that they're supposed to be, not another animal, not somebody else's kids. She has to turn them back into T3.
Mm-hmm.
But she also has to have a boxing match in her head. Y'all gotta
get out of here, thought.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
No, I can't do that. Boom. Box it away.
Yeah. So but it works. She turns them back and they're just doing homework at the table.
And they're tired.
Yeah. So then Jax is like, I'll teleport you home, Andy. You better grab my hand. Oh no. And I'm with you, Andy, on that one. I don't want to hold Jax's hand.
No, I don't want you to take me anywhere. I'd rather just walk home. I don't trust you.
But like, why can't Andy be there? She could have just come over, you know?
Yeah, so like she knew, like she would know if Emma's babysitting them, and maybe she'd be like, I just want to come over and help. I get why Jax shouldn't be there, but Andy being there is not that weird.
Yeah,
and they're friends too.
Daniel would be fine with it. He's like, oh, she's Andy's friend, sure.
Yeah, she probably just came over to help, or whatever. He would not be suspicious about Andy being there. Jax, on the other hand, would probably pose a problem.
Yeah, but Jax teleports himself and Andy away right as Daniel comes in the door, and then they're like, and he's like, whoa, they're doing homework? That's weird. and then Melanie says like, we are doing homework? What? Oh man, I feel like I've been running for hours and hours nonstop.
And she's like, they're like falling asleep at the table. And he goes, they're usually not this tame. I'm going, you should be way more concerned, but okay. He was just relieved that they didn't wreck the place.
Yeah. And so then Daniel says, wow, Emma, you should babysit more often, I guess. And then she gives the best face ever. I can't communicate this through audio. I am always lamenting that, but I'll do it for you. She's like,
yeah. She's thinking, it's like that if you only knew what had happened here.
Yep. And
but she can't tell him, and she definitely can't show him. So
yep. So meanwhile, so there was a whole escapade in the previous episodes of Daniel losing his memory and then he thinks that he's German and
what?
And
okay,
he forgets,
that was the video. I remember this.
And he forgets that he knows how to swim, and so he was caught on Gigi's recording in that state. He's like, oh yes, I'm the little German boy, yes. And it's one of a
little bow tie or something. He did not look like Daniel either. Like not regular Daniel.
Yeah. It was one of the most cringe-worthy scenes in the whole show. It was just like, oh yeah, that is the pretty girl, yeah.
No.
And I was like, oh my god, make it stop.
Yeah, this isn't good. This isn't good. We need to stop this. Again, stuff that you probably couldn't get away with in 2025.
Yeah, his hair was like slicked to the side. Like,
yes.
Oh, yes, I was little German boy.
Mm-hmm. It was cringy.
Yeah.
That's why like Gigi put it in Diego's phone and was like, "Oh, it's all here. It's
Yeah,
all okay."
she says OMGG.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep. Okay.
Oh, Gigi. She just I mean, I get it. She makes things interesting, but oh, this child.
That's not the first riff on OMG we've gotten. One time earlier in the first season, Maddie said OMP, as in Oh My Panther. So they're trying to make it a running thing of characters having their personal like OMG.
Yeah, it means something personal to them instead of OMG, like oh my gosh or something like that.
Since my name is Gigi, I get to say OMGG, and since I'm the leader of the Panthers, I can say OMP, Oh My Panther. It's also pretty cringe.
Yeah.
But also like, it's kind of endearing at the same time.
It's kind of cutesy. Like I get it. That it's not the level of Daniel as a German boy cringe. It's not there. I don't think anything will be.
Yeah. Like genuine. Like nothing else even in season 1 like measured up to that level of cringe. We've had cringeworthy moments with like Maddie's mom and such. Even in this episode, she gets super cringeworthy. But like that's the peak thus far in the show. Is Daniel in German boy state.
Okay.
So she gets her memory card back, Gigi does, and she's like, "Oh my, OMGG, I'll be able to post this on the misinformation blog. This is so good and juicy, yes." And Diego's like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." He doesn't seem too bothered by it. He doesn't, because if
he's not trying to stop it. Oh, pardon me. He's not trying to stop it or anything. He's just like,
huh, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But then Ursula has her anti-Kanai moment with Diego. It's like, isn't this pretty clear that it's supposed to be like, remind you of like racism?
Yes, it's there.
Like you're not just a Kanai, you're a stubborn Kanai.
Yes.
And she's like I think the show knows what it's doing. She's like a waspy white lady.
Mm-hmm. Well, and she has that moment where, what did she say? Like, I hate when that happens. Like something when he's stuck to the couch, and she's like, I hate it when that happens.
Oh, no, later she's like, you might get stuck to, you might touch something, and then I'd have a Kanai stuck to my curtains. I hate when that happens.
Yes, and you're going, what? Wait, what are you talking about?
Wait, have you at least some point in your life had a Kanai get stuck to your curtains?
And what did you do about it? Because now I'm scared.
Yeah, but yeah, I brought this up with someone else. Like Ursula is with attitude with Diego is it's pretty clear what they're trying to get at here.
Yes.
And do you think? I'm sorry to like ask about all these like maybe potential points of racial commentary, but do you think that like with the point of like most of the main characters being Hispanic, like Emma, Diego, Andy, and such, and then like Maddie being white, do you think they might be like trying to make some kind of Hamilton point with it?
I hadn't,
You know what I mean? Where King George is the only white cast member.
Yeah, but I hadn't thought about it like that. That's okay. Hold on. Let me process that a second. So
I'm sorry.
You have people of color. This is true. Okay, so you have people of color with magical,
being the main like good characters.
Yeah, and then Ursula is obviously not that great of a character. Like she's not a good character. And then
and Maddie being like the bully,
Oh, okay. I see that.
It becomes if you take that metaphor though, it becomes a bit odd when like you think of Katie and how she fits in,
True.
But like if you, I don't know.
Is she trying to? But she's trying to ingratiate herself with Maddie, and there's a thing culturally, racially, where you have some who do that. Like,
yeah.
they try to be accepted.
Like leaning into the tokenistic part of things.
Yeah.
They try and take advantage of that.
Yeah,
They
if they
can't.
can,
They'll fail. But
yeah, they try to step away like, no, I'm not like the others.
yeah,
Accept me. Look at me. I can be just like you. And
I'm so good for you.
yeah, pet me on my head and love me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's like a whole other dark underbelly
That's
to
a
this.
giant can of worms.
Whew, that's deep. That could be a paper.
Yeah,
Be an
I'm gonna
essay.
write my dissertation on this. I think I'm the one qualified to. Maybe
You could
well, if I like had your guidance or something. I don't know.
you could oh, I could probably slip you some research. Be like, hey, check out these pieces.
Yeah, I'll make a giant essay on this.
Meanwhile, the producers and writers were like, we weren't trying to do that, but I guess we did that. It's like,
Yeah, like what the hell? Like I think we've put more thought into this right now than the writers did. Yeah.
probably. Well, when you think about it though, the way it lines up, I mean, of course, diversity is in the cast, like
Mm-hmm.
the casting and everything, it's there. But when you think about who's aligned on the two sides
Mm-hmm.
and who is throwing out more kind of like racially aligned things,
Yeah.
so because
Yeah. It's like Maddie, of course, from the beginning, being cruel to Emma, who is Hispanic,
yeah, yeah,
and Andy as well,
Andy too.
and and well, I mean, Daniel's actor is Hispanic, but he has two white parents and three white siblings. It's kind of odd, but
Yeah, in the show, I think he's just because his name is Daniel Miller. There's
yeah,
no,
he's okay. So we'll treat him as white.
yeah,
So
she
so
doesn't look
she
at
believes that she's supposed to like she tries to like as in it's prophesized that I'll be with this popular white guy, like
hmm.
can't mix with someone else of a different race.
Yeah, but now if she likes Diego, but she's treating him like it's originally just a proxy thing. She's using him. It's not like, oh, this is the dream. This is the
Mhm.
goal is to be with him.
Yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
Maddie's mom gets the hint that she might be like close with someone who of a different race, and
Yeah.
she's violently opposed to it.
Yeah.
We're talking about like on the surface a silly show for children, and it leads to all these deep places. It's
Yeah.
weird,
Yeah. But
but it's there.
mhm.
It's all there. Like, and it's
There's
not the
little
first
things
time.
that, yeah, it's little things that happen in the show and like little things that are said. And I'm gonna say this: I feel like the general audience at the time
Hmm.
probably wasn't catching on to all this, but
Oh,
like,
I definitely wasn't. Like, I was a child watching this show at the time. Like,
yeah, but then 10 years later, 15 years later, you start watching it, and it's like you've had other experiences and you've matured and you've dealt with things, and then you watch it again, and you're going, wow, okay,
but
I can make so many more connections now and so much more like analysis and commentary on it.
like like I like I know like these are just teenagers in high school. They'll probably grow out of this stuff hopefully, but also that like particularly like with Maddie and Jax, they like give off like actually abusive vibes.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, and it makes you wonder like if there were some sort of, like every which way 10, 15 years later, like have they gotten worse or have they had something
Mhm.
happen to where they've had to make changes and they've become different people?
Yeah, but like you can tell like the show as presented and what we were watching, like it's trying to make you think that like, oh, this is funny or that this is just them being them.
Yeah. It's but at the same time, we're like you're going, you don't want
Mhm.
people like this in your life.
No. Yeah.
Like you don't want to be friends with a Maddie.
Hmm. Yeah.
And you don't want to be in a relationship with a Jax who's like, I always win. Like, whoa, dude,
Yeah.
no.
Hmm. But we should keep going or I'll be here all day. Uh,
True. Okay.
So I'm loving it though. We don't get to talk too often, so it's nice.
I know.
We're plumbing some deep depths.
Yeah.
So so Ursula has her Kanai moment, and then Ursula leaves the room for a bit, and Diego discovers he has a new power. He can fuse his body to things, but it's like he can't control it yet. So his arm has fused to a couch. His arm is like turning into white cloth.
Yes. Which the makeup special effects team.
Mm-hmm.
Bless them.
They went hard on this.
Yeah. I was like, at first I was going, why is his hand a white claw? And I go, oh, wait. He's part of the couch. Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, it's like body horror.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, whoa, and his arm is fused to the cushion. He can't like unpin it, you know?
Yeah. He's just
untether it. Yeah. But Ursula apparently knows about this. She's like, oh yeah, that happens with Kanais. What?
Did you just happen to read a book on this and you're not telling anybody?
Are you like Maddie and dated a Kanai in your youth? I don't know.
And that's why she gets the whole stubborn Kanai part, because she's dated one.
Oh, that might be possible actually.
Maybe it's not racism. Maybe she's just been hurt.
Well, it is also racism.
A little bit.
It is like
it's still there.
Yeah. That's yeah. Like
there's
if she got hurt by a black guy in her youth, that wouldn't justify,
everybody. No, it would not.
So, but anyway, so we get one of the funniest scenes though, where she's like, okay, I'll undo it, but I don't want Diego to know that I have the powers. But first, oh my God. Oh, before that, she says, "Oh, you're just a nuisance. You're just like those. You're just like those other Kanais getting stuck where they're not wanted."
That was the line. Because even stubborn Kanai,
that's pointed.
That was the lighter one. That line was the one that was like you had to take a pause there, because what does she what? What you trying to say? That was kind of one of those, what do you mean, direct. You people sort of things.
Yeah.
So that threw me off. It also threw me off that she told him to take the sofa.
Yeah.
When I'm like, but he's stuck to a pillow. He's not stuck to the whole thing.
And also, how drag the sofa with his arm behind him?
What is that? Like you just gonna drag a sofa through
that's attached to your arm behind, like.
Yeah, he can't do that. He's not that big. He's not that big and strong. Come on now. Diego's kind of little. You can't do that.
But then you're like, all right, you need to close your eyes tight, and sing. What? Just sing at the top of your lungs. And okay, what killed me is his choice of song.
The flag song.
You're a grand old flag. You're a high flying flag. Wherever in peace may you wave.
That's why did he think of that song? Of everything. You could have broke out with Celine Dion or something, but he picked the grand old flag song. So then Diego sings at the top of his lungs, and Ursula starts to say a spell like untether his hand from the, and Diego hears it like, did you say something? What? No. No. Because he almost caught her. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's all there is like, nope, you better sing louder and don't stop.
Yes.
All right. You're a grand old flag. You're a high flag.
It sounded so much worse the second. It was already bad, but he took it to another level when he started singing it again. I was like, ooh, Diego, no.
Yeah. Also he sings it like this is neither here nor there, but the way he sings is all jumbled up. He jumbles a bunch of the lines and
He
like, "You're a
does.
grand oath, you're a flag." Yeah.
Yeah. It's like he's so like all scattered about it because
Yeah.
I don't know if he's scared or if he's something else. Like it's just everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sounds it was a strange moment. But she ended up doing the spell and he
Yeah,
didn't notice. So
and it's like, "Oh, all solved. Get out of here now."
hmm
Okay.
yeah, that was it. It was done. Very not I don't want to say anticlimactic, but just no questions asked.
And
He
then
really thought that singing that song and doing that would somehow set him free.
yeah, and then do you recall? I don't remember the exact how she sounded, but she gives the sound of revulsion, like.
Oh yeah, it was some because doesn't he hug her?
Yeah.
I think he hugs her or something, and she is completely revolted, and she does that, yeah, that, and then she kind of screams a little gibberish or something, and then she like teeters out, like I can't believe he touched me, and going, are we
Yep.
really doing this?
Yeah. That.
One,
Yeah. If you take all the pointers that we've said into account, that's pretty pointed.
mm-hmm. Because why are you? It's one thing to just I don't like a person or I don't like you, but that idea of like you touched me and now I'm unclean, I
You're a
guess.
stubborn one of those stubborn canais, always ending up where you don't belong. Like.
Yeah. Well, and now it's this whole like I have to wash it off. Ugh, I
Yeah.
have to wash you off. Like I'm
Mhm.
unclean and this is disgusting. And I'm
Yep.
going, that's like
That's well, I don't need to say it. You know that's real.
well, yeah, it's the whole idea of like now your filth has rubbed off on me and your brownness has rubbed off on my lily white skin. It's like, what? Hold on a minute.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
So that was the vibe. And for her to
Mm-hmm.
just like leave like she had just been violated or something. It's like, no, that's
Yeah.
not what just
We've had,
happened.
the Panthers, they're starting to suspect that Maddie might like Diego back. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He's always having him around. Is it because she has a crush on him? I don't know. Uh, and uh, and yeah. That so and so meanwhile Desdemona there's evil Desdemona goes to the area where the trapped member of the witches council is. She was sent to this prison with her hands stuck to a desk with venom goo.
Yeah, I saw that. That was again body horror, like you said before. It's a little weird.
Yeah, and she's exhausted. She's out. She's asleep. And
Mm-hmm.
and uh and Desdemona teleports in and creates a lightning like and thunder sound.
Mm-hmm.
And
And she
does it
doesn't
twice.
first.
Yeah, and then Ramona wakes up like, "Oh, I won! Big money, big money, big money, big money, big money."
Mm-hmm. Like she's
Oh,
in Vegas or something.
yeah. Uh, and then it's like, "Oh, I'm just here."
Yeah,
in
still.
in a smoky room prison,
Mm-hmm.
some in a magical realm somewhere. Uh, and like and she tries to bargain with Desdemona, like, if you let me out of here, I won't tell anyone what you've done or your plans. You mean my plans to destroy the magical world and every other witch alive? Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was playing. That's the one.
I won't tell anyone. Nice try.
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't let her go.
Yep, you're just gonna stay here. She went there just to taunt her, like, oh yeah, you're staying here forever, and I'm gonna wipe everything out because I'm evil. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we know she's evil because she's dressed in black and wearing black makeup and
Yeah, they do the visual really, really well. It's like, oh,
uh,
this is the evil witch because she
uh,
is dressed like this and her makeup's like this.
so the council comes back to Emma's house. They also teleport straight into her house. At least
Yeah.
not her bedroom though.
True. That's true.
And like they're like, oh yeah, don't don't forget that we remember everything. We're watching everything that you do, and we're gonna make sure you stay in line, or else you'll face the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Even Lily is on that track now. She's like gone in
Yes.
with that.
She makes a decision. Like you see her physically move like to
Like
them.
them. And yeah, she's like crossed her arms along with them, giving the same
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
And then, but Emma gives a great moment of like, well, I remember. I remember like when I was in a bad magic situation. I remember who helped me and who didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of giving her own little, maybe not warning shot, but kind of.
But like
Yeah.
it's called the reason you suck speech.
The what?
It's she's giving them a reason you suck speech.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like calling them out. Uh, uh, but then even when like they have the power over her, it's a great like moment of bravery on her part. Just
It
like,
is.
yeah, stick up for yourself, Emma, and yeah, you're totally right. Uh, and but then Agamemnon gives an ultimatum: give up the boy, or we will take away your powers forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he teleports Emma and Andy away to Siberia. At least he gave them coats, though.
He did. He did. I was like, well, that's very, because as soon as I saw him, like, they didn't have those a second ago. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
maybe he does have a soft spot for him. He did
yeah.
give
Like,
him a coat.
I'm gonna teleport you to Siberia, but I'm gonna make sure you don't die of the cold.
Not immediately, anyway.
Yeah. So then, but Andy, of course, is over the moon about it. She's like, awesome, we're in Siberia. We can go swimming with polar bears, and we
Because
can
penguins.
and we can track down if there's any werewolf packs in Siberia. I've been reading about those my whole life.
It's going, we're not here on an expedition. We're not staying here.
Yeah, it's so funny. She's just like, all right, we're gonna teleport back now. I know we're gonna land in the pool, but at least
It's
we'll
better
be
than
back.
here.
Yeah, so they both land in the pool. Wait, do they land in their coats? I don't recall.
I think they are in the coats, because I want to say Andy like pulls the hood off from the
Yeah,
coat.
yeah.
Because she can't see.
Oh, also, so the way they find out that they're in Siberia in specific is because Andy pulls out her phone and says, "My GPS to say we're in Siberia." Oh, you're getting full bars on your phone in Siberia.
In a winter wasteland, you're getting full bars of signal.
Hundreds of miles away from any like village or whatever.
Yeah, and it almost immediately, because if you think about it, they're not standing there for just maybe a few seconds, and she's able to pull out her phone and be like,
pull out her phone.
I'm like, my phone doesn't do that.
Yeah. Oh, my GPS says we're in Siberia. What?
What do you mean, your GPS? Nobody's GPS works that fast. It takes mine a minute to like recalibrate every time we go somewhere.
Yeah. So then later, so we have a nice scene of Agamemnon and Lily having breakfast in the cafeteria. He cast a spell to create a whole breakfast buffet for them.
There's a whole nice little spread.
Yeah, I'll just make us breakfast. Here we go. Yes, luxurious breakfast spread. Yes, and he says like, oh, we're having to deal with Emma and her witch use. Lily says, what now? People are always saying, the kids these days are always saying, oh, she has issues. Well, Emma's having witch use.
So it's like it's kind of punny, but
how do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah. I can talk in the latest slang as well and spin it.
And also I can make up a word and it'll fit in with all the things that the kids say. So they'll just accept it.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
And the witch use and so they're like, well, we'll see if Emma's come around. They cast a spell to bring Emma there straight out of bed in her covers. Okay,
Which,
gee,
again,
I wonder where Jax learned all this stuff from.
yeah, how to.
He had this behavior modeled for him by the adults in his life.
Because they have no boundaries.
Yeah, the Witches Council will just like get Emma there, like she was asleep in her bed, and so they teleport her there in the covers.
Yes, and all of a sudden she's freaking out, as she should be.
It's like, what the hell? Why'd you bring me here? It's like, well, have you come around on Daniel? No. Or, but I'm thinking it through. I know that you're more powerful for now. She adds in the for now, but then instantly is like covers her mouth.
Yeah.
Can't believe I just said that.
Yeah.
She's having an inkling of like, oh yeah, they're getting the best of me, but one day I'm gonna be able to put you all in your place. And I'm just like, yeah, Emma, you do that.
Even though she's kind of shocking herself, but when she said that, I was like, wait, what? So she's getting some claws about her, doing a little bit of growing up, even though she very quickly was like, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. It's like, but
she said, and we get a hilarious exchange. Like, I'm doing with the full moon, I'm having trouble controlling myself, you know? And and Agamemnon says, it's okay. I can't control myself either sometimes. And as he says it, he takes a gigantic chomp out of his French toast. And like, okay, yeah, I think I get the joke you're doing there. You eating habits and whatnot. I can't control myself either.
Yeah.
Is it okay? That's kind of funny.
But he's also doing something else while he's eating the French toast. It was almost like he kind of did it to distract her from what he may actually be doing. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. It's a distraction and a power move because he's like because he's after he chomps the French toast, he was like, oh, I also cast some spells on you. He's like, what? When? Just now? But when did you do that? You were just taking a gigantic chomp out of your French toast. I can multitask. And then ta Emma, send her back. To her room.
Well, he said, because she asked him, like, what spells did you put on me? And he's like, oh, would you look at the time?
Yep. Yeah. Oh, well. I'll leave you to figure that out on your own. Bye-bye now. And then next we get the scene where Ursula says, I don't want a Kanai stuck to my curtains. I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
But like, all right, you can just wait here and just don't touch anything, all right? Okay, sure, fine. She leaves the room, and then we get a truly all-timer Sophie moment, because Katie and Sophie jump out from behind the curtains, and they're like, he's here, and they're like, oh hey guys, what's up? And they're like, get him, Katie says, and then they both lunge at him, and they're like, what? And Diego's like, whoa, what are you guys doing? Is this a Panther game that I don't know about? It's so weird.
Yeah. Well, and it's like they're jumping and making noise, and he like jumps up at one point, and then you see Sophie's head pop up at one point, and they're using rope.
And he's like, oh, are we just playfully roughhousing? Is this a game that the Panthers do normally?
No.
It's so like the vibes he gives off are so off. And just like, ooh, this is fun. I bet like it seems like he's enjoying it, which is uncomfortable.
Yes. Well, because then you're thinking, why is he liking this? And like Katie and Sophie, obviously they have a plan to carry out.
Yeah, but they're gonna tie him up, and like Sophie, get the rope, get him around the and Sophie start. Okay,
She gets feral.
I'll let you say what Sophie starts chanting.
She's like, tie the kanai,
tie the kanai, tie the kanai. I love this game.
Yeah. She like pops her head up and it's like this feral grin on her face about it. She's like, I love this game. Tie the kanai.
Get him.
What is happening?
The second time in the episodes we're talking about where Sophie goes into her feral state.
Yeah.
But also at the very end of the episode, she has a perfectly like very normal sounding and reasonable conversation. Like she sounds completely level-headed. So,
yeah, she can do both.
Yeah, and like asking the questions that are the proper questions to ask. It's like wow, Sophie is something else. She needs to be studied by the government. Like,
maybe not actually. I don't want them figuring her out because that might be against us all. Like, no.
Yeah. Like, yeah. And so Maddie comes in and demands that they stop. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, what on earth are you doing? Stop that. And he gets up and he's like, all right, Diego, you hold my books. And he's like, I'm still tied. She's like, no, I don't care. You hold them. I'm not gonna make any effort to get you out of there. Just do it because I tell you to.
Out. Yeah. And she says you're welcome. That was the other part. I was like, girl. She's just like, you get to hold my bag. You're welcome.
Yeah. And then he leaves the room and she's like, wait, you attacked Proxy to get my attention? That's so sweet.
You're like, oh, Maddie.
Every scene with her, there's a new layer of screwed up.
Yes.
And just think, and then she says, what definitely will make both of them calm down, think of him as the fourth Panther.
Yeah, that does not help the situation.
She said the worst thing that she possibly could have.
Yes. Like he already had kind of a target on him, and now you've just made it bigger.
Yeah, like he is a boy now, is horning in on the thing that they already have a screwed up relationship with her of like being in her favor. What do you think that saying that is gonna do to them?
And it made me think about when Andy was the fourth Panther for a second. Yeah. They weren't liking her because she was becoming the favorite, and she like it wasn't, or I'm sorry, Maddie wasn't really liking her because she was starting to like take over. But it was the same idea. Like a fourth does not work with the Panthers. The fourth thing doesn't work. Yeah, and like in both cases, it's because of this. So the side of them that doesn't like the new addition, it was like their fault in a way because Maddie cast a spell on Andy thinking like, oh, she'll just fall in line with what I say, but she usurped Maddie and became like the top dog, top Panther, if you will. And in this effort to get Diego out of the picture, it's only endeared Maddie more to Diego. So it's the same idea in reverse. You're so right. And so Jax and Daniel have an argument over who's better at sports. This is so funny. Oh my gosh, if that was not I'm not gonna say the whole thing, but if it was not a measuring contest, so to speak, just I can do this. Well, I can do this.
Well, is it? And he was so the conversation starts like, oh, are all these trophies yours, Daniel? Well, they're the whole team's trophies, but I've won a bunch of these. Like, oh, you also play soccer? Oh yeah, I'm the forward on the team. Well, I was the best forward at my school, says Jax. Well, I've won like 3 championships these past years. I made the junior varsity, blah blah blah. I did that too, and this. Well, I I made the statewide varsity team in the 3rd grade. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
Oh, I was just like, Daniel, don't do this. Don't be this petty. Like, this is
Don't get
obviously,
sucked in.
yeah, he got lured in. It didn't take long at all. Like,
Right.
that was not a conversation that Daniel needed to indulge in. He should have
Yeah, well,
seen right there what Jax was trying to do, and he didn't.
mhm. Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, Daniel's been in a weird mood lately. I kind of sympathize. Like just
Yeah.
he's been on the sticking end of Emma's dad, like hating him for.
True. That is true.
Yeah. So
And of course, then we get to that.
and they're like arguing, and Mr. Alonso, Principal Alonso, walks in and is like, "Hey, Daniel, Mr. Miller, what are you doing? You better not break anything. I got my eye on you, and I think you look mighty fine."
I was thinking it in my head.
Yes. He's not thinking that part though.
No, he's not saying no. That doesn't apply here. But in the gym universe, it does.
I got my eye on you, and I'm sending you to detention.
Yeah. And now you have to help with the school play. I'm sorry.
So Jax, while Principal Alonso there, like, casts a spell behind Daniel's back. Oh, it broke the whole trophy case. Oh no, everything fell down.
Yes.
You did this. You're so clumsy. Detention, but for a week. Aw, but I already have 3 weeks left from your other detention punishment that you gave me. And then Jax casts a spell on Principal Alonso, like, well, instead you're going to help out with the school play.
And then he like even questioned it himself. He's like, what am I saying? He's like, do I mean it? Yes, I mean it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
He says, I think.
Yeah, and you're going, maybe you should not do that. Like, if you're questioning it immediately, something weird's going on. Like, take a beat.
Yeah,
Take a beat and think about
and of course Daniel's confused at the same time. Like, why would he make me do the school play? That's what does that have to do with anything?
Exactly. This is so random.
And meanwhile, Emma says to Andy, like, oh man, I'm so mad at Agamemnon. If I were a meaner person, he could be lettuce right now. Andy's like, what, lettuce?
Like,
why is that the first thing you thought of?
Right? What is going on with? How is that threatening? That doesn't. I mean, it would be bad.
I'm gonna turn you into lettuce. That's just a non sequitur. But we find out what one of the spells is that was cast on Emma by Agamemnon, because she starts acting crazy and dancing whenever she hears the word shark in conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So Jax comes into the room and is like, well, Andy, like, that's no way to speak to your newest shark. And then Emma starts dancing and doing the funky moves.
Well, and it's funny because she does like old school dances. She's doing the hammer. She like the first move. Oh wait, the first move wasn't the hammer. I can't remember what the first thing she did.
I think the first move. I thought it was.
Was it the Running Man? It was.
Oh,
Yeah, they're like old school 90s, 80s and 90s moves. And the last one she did was the sprinkler from like New Kids on the Block. I was like, this kind of shows, because like Agamemnon cast the spell on her, and I'm thinking,
while eating French toast.
Huh?
While eating French toast, yeah.
Yes, and I'm thinking, was he sort of low-key like channeling spells and stuff that, like the dances, maybe that was something that he did subconsciously, like those were his dance moves or something. Yeah,
and of course, and they can't figure out what's going on. Like, oh, I can't stop myself from doing these weird dances. Yep. And then later at her house, I'm pretty sure this is where it happened, where Emma's like, oh man, this is so weird. I can't go out and yeah, it was. I was doing the moves like I was on So You Think You're America's Next Top American Dancer.
I was like, why did we
Uh,
throw that in there like that?
That's pretty
American
funny
dancer.
though. They throw all the it's funny because it's super long name and redundant. They throw all the aspects of the different names
Yes,
together.
all
Like
the reality contest shows at the same time.
yeah, which I bet that's an actual show that exists in their universe. A show called So You Think You're America's Next Top American
American
Dancer.
dancer.
America's Next Top American Dancer. Yes.
That part, the redundancy of that. I was going, I understand y'all just kind of like did a mesh of all the little like contest shows, but to add America's Next Top American Dancer.
Yeah, they threw an extra little funny on the end. Yeah, it was good.
Yep.
But then they find out she also acts crazy when seeing Daniel. When she lays eyes on him, she screams. Ah!
Yeah,
he's like
every time.
And he's like put off, of course. Like, whoa, what in the? That's Emma. Are you okay? I was like, and then when he speaks, all she can respond with is, oh yeah.
She like does a weird like shouldery thing. She does like a weird movement when she says it.
Yeah. And then Daniel's like, okay, Emma, did you finish the assignment? Oh yeah.
It's going, and then everybody starts recording her. That was the other, like the first time she did it, they were just kind of like, what? Those last few times she did it, everybody had their phone out recording her doing this, and I'm going, oh, now this has to live forever.
Yeah, and it goes on the misinformation blog, of course.
Of course, yeah.
So Maddie still didn't get the hint on the Emma's powers from the Sophie Hare thing. Like,
No.
We still need to figure out if Emma has her powers. She didn't get any clues.
You would have thought. Yeah, you would have thought Maddie would have seen her hair instantly go up
and then, how'd that happen? Emma?
No, she didn't even question it. She's still on we got to figure out.
Yeah, when she was on the one-track mind of finding out if Emma has her power, she couldn't figure that out.
Yeah.
But she's like, Diego, you can help me figure it out. Like, we need to think of something. Oh, maybe I could kidnap the Hexasacawiro monogram.
Because she still can't say it.
What? Oh, you mean the Hexarin? Yeah, that's what I said.
It's like, no, that is not.
And like, well, how about you just look around, just like see around her place. Yeah, I could break into her house. Why do you keep making all of my suggestions sound evil?
It's like, do you know Maddie? Have you met her?
Yeah, and it's like, well, I'm down to help you, but not to commit felony burglary.
Yeah.
And then Maddie thinks to herself well, we need to involve our Panther ways. What do the Panthers do? We rule the school, dump smoothies on everyone we don't like, have the best sleepovers on the planet. Oh, that's right. I could make Emma come to a sleepover. Yeah.
Because Emma won't suspect a thing.
Yeah. And then she ropes her mom in on this because she has her mom go to the principal's office, Principal Alonzo, who she's been creepily like lusting after.
Yeah.
And she's like, Principal Alonzo is like, oh, hey, do we have an appointment or do I need to call security?
Yeah, it's like he stands up and he's like standing behind his chair, like, what are you doing? What are you doing here?
Yeah, it's and it's just like, no need to call security. I already told them I was coming. I don't feel the need to violate my restraining order again.
That part. I was going, what on
he's
earth?
filed a restraining order against her.
And she's already
Yep.
violated it once.
Mm-hmm. And is doing it right now.
Yes. I was thinking, technically, you being this close, you have violated the order again.
But then he's like, so what are you doing here? Well, it's about Maddie. She's not doing well, and her screech.
That cry. I had to turn it down.
Yeah. I was like, can this scene be over like now?
Mm-hmm.
Get her off.
She did it two times
off the screen.
way too long. It was too much.
She goes up a level in pitch from there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we can surmise that she manipulates him into having Emma like go to Maddie's sleepover that she's organizing. Like, yeah, that'll help Maddie out. Oh my God. It's like, Emma's dad, you should have more sense than this.
A little bit. Just a little bit. Like, you should know your kid enough to know this is not what we're doing.
Yeah. So but then the Panthers, Katie and Sophie, they get in disguises.
What was the hats and the glasses and like, I'm going, you still look like you. You just in hats and sunglasses. That's not.
But Diego doesn't recognize them at first.
Nope, he doesn't.
He's like, oh,
it worked.
Hey guys, it's time. Like, hey everyone, it's time to leave. We're closing up. And then it's like, oh, you guys, everything going okay? It's closing time, you guys. And oh, hey Katie and Sophie, what's going on? And then they're like, you better stay away from Maddie. We're putting our foot down. You better stay away.
Which I was thinking you snuck in and wore a disguise and waited until closing time to tell him that.
Oh, and Sophie adds in, and you better get me a lemonade or lemon soda now.
Yes, she's still like in that soda.
She says it twice.
One, it's closing time, so he's probably not going to do it. Two, what does that matter?
She just wants her soda.
She does, which I'm like, but you should have ordered it before. Like, how long have y'all been sitting there in these disguises?
Don't bother questioning Sophie at this point. She's long gone.
That's true.
Don't waste any energy trying to make sense of Sophie.
That's true. Good point.
Yeah. So, but then he starts fusing with the chair and the floor.
Yeah.
Right in front of their eyes.
Like, and that was the thing I noticed. Like, it happens again, but this time it's not just his hand; it's his hand and both of his feet. So I'm like, is this the more it happens, the worse it gets for him?
Oh yeah. And then of course, Katie and Sophie freak out, like, whoa, what's going on? What the hell? And he's like, relax, it's just one of my kunai things. And
yeah,
it's like, what? You're fusing with the chair and the floor? Like, what? What
are you gonna do to us?
What are you even the real Diego?
Oh my goodness, they jumped.
Well, Sophie does. It's like, what is this? Who are you? Guys, it's me. The real Diego would never say that.
Yeah, that freak out.
Talking about Sophie has messed my hair up.
Oh no.
I swear, just,
Well, her hair got messed up in the other episode, so I guess it's staying on brand with Sophie.
Mm-hmm. So then they freak out and run away, and he's just left there like, what do I do?
Yeah, because he's real stuck. He can't even walk.
And he tries singing "You're a Grand Old Flag" again. That doesn't work.
Because it didn't work the first time, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah. And then he's like, so he calls Maddie for help.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, you've been in a situation before. How'd you solve it? Well, the first time I sang you're a grand old flag to solve it, but I tried that this time. No dice.
Yeah.
And then, well, how'd you solve it the second time? Well, I just calmed down, did deep breaths, and thought of fire. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, let's do that. Okay, all right, close your eyes. All right, breathe in, breathe out, and he exhales his breath, and she's like, ugh, ugh, what you've been eating onions? Oh yeah, I eat onions, but if you don't like that, I won't do that anymore. I promise. I promise I won't.
Yeah. Which again goes back to
He's caving to the slightest whim of hers.
Yeah.
Well, it's like maybe find a balance in there. Just I know this is a food you like, but maybe just like don't eat them right before you're with your girlfriend or whatever.
There you go. Like be a little bit more conscious of when since it is something that can make your breath smell. Maybe you should monitor when you eat them. Still enjoy your food, but don't just be careful.
Yeah, but he's just like, oh, I'll just stop eating them because you were a little bit uncomfortable by it.
Yeah. It's like, boy.
Will you forgive me then?
Yeah. And of course she eats that up because that's what she expects is people to just cater and change their whole lives and personalities for her.
And then dangle little bits of acceptance in front of their face to keep them in line.
Brush my hair, or you get to hold my things. It's like what?
Or what? I forgive you 20%. That's literally a line she says at one point.
She hands out percentages of forgiveness.
Yeah, like for things that people like Diego were in the right to do before, like call her out. Like,
wow.
So Maddie like shows a little bit of her caring side though. Is like breathe in, breathe out to the right, away from my face. Like fair. And
at least she does stay and help. We'll say that much.
But so apparently it works, and he becomes unfused thanks to like Maddie helping to calm him down. So so Maddie helped him selflessly a little bit. So chalk one tiny point of credit for her on the board.
Yeah. Not enough to redeem her, of course, but
no. I forgive her 10%.
That's more than me.
1%.
Yeah, maybe 1, 3, something like that.
Yeah. So then, Jax and Andy are at Emma's house and they're trying to figure out the situation of like, oh yeah, so when, so we're figuring it out. So when they watch the videos back that were posted on social media again to help figure out what the spells were. Like, whenever you look at Daniel, you scream, and whenever he says anything, you say, "Oh yeah."
Like, doesn't Andy do it?
Yeah, they both do it to like egg her on. Is it like, well, and like after the whole situation resolves, like, see, I'm better, aren't I? Oh yeah. So they're like, yeah. So you have the thing with the shark and the dancing.
Yes. Yes.
and you have the looking at Daniel and you scream. Daniel says anything, you say, oh yeah. So they're like, okay, now we know. And I've brought this book of mine of spells from my dad, so we can use that. And Andy's like, no, we're all covered over here. And Jack's like, oh, that's the hexarin. Let me look at that. No.
Like, don't get to.
But you're not even a witch. But the hex and I are homies. And it's great.
And I remember because when I was watching it last time, the hexagon shows up to Andy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's how she ends up getting it or whatever.
Yeah, she and the hex are like besties. Yeah, actually. But I like pretty well like Jackson and Andy's like comedic timing whenever they argue with each other. It's pretty fun, I think. Like they
have a great dynamic that they have a really good bantering back and forth.
Yeah, they're just fun. Their scenes together are fun. Just yeah, because like Andy like because you could tell like Jax gets a little bit afraid that like a normal human would like dare to like punch him down, you know.
Yeah, because she has no fear, and
And
I think
she
that's
has
what
real
gives him
spunk.
fear.
Yeah, she's like psyching him out of it. It's great.
Because it's unsettling. Like, I'm this powerful wizard, and you don't care at
Yeah.
all. Like, you'll
Now,
still hit me.
yeah.
And he's like, no, I don't care that you have magic. It doesn't matter to me.
I've dealt with worse than you.
Yeah. And he's going, okay. Like,
And,
her lack of fear instills
and
a fear in him.
like and he looks at her as like, uh.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Emma was like, "You're a bit afraid of Andy, aren't you?" She was right on the money. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
She called that immediately.
or if I might say, big money, big money, big money, big money, big money. The, remember the look on her face when she was like, "Oh yes, big money, big money, big money, big money." Oh.
I'm still here at this thing.
Yeah. So so Andy and Jax go outside right as Daniel comes by, and they're like, "Oh my God, we need to resolve this quick. It'll like humiliate me again if he sees me if we don't resolve this." So they look in the Hexer find a spell to specifically reverse spells cast on them by the Witches' Council.
And Andy finds it pretty quick, actually.
Yeah. So like, why isn't the Witches' Council wise and fair as they may be of their spells, you are now free. Like, oh, it worked. And so it didn't even matter too much that they figured out what the particular spells were. Just they found that one's like it's a catch-all.
Yeah, it just blanketed everything that happened to her. So if there were other spells, we don't know what they were.
Yeah, there could have been. We don't know. Yeah. But Daniel comes in and has a conversation with Emma, and everything's normal. No, she's not magically compelled to do anything anymore. It's worked. Hooray!
Yeah.
And
now I will say her excuse was sort of flimsy.
Oh, what did she say again? I forget.
She said something about I had a cold and a sore throat, and it was making my voice weird. But I'm like, that doesn't cover you saying "oh yeah" all the time.
And screaming when you saw him.
Yeah, if you had a sore throat, why are you screaming? And then your voice dropped in octaves.
And you know, whenever I have a sore throat, it makes me dance uncontrollably.
Yes, that too. Isn't that a symptom? Surely that's a flu symptom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, what killed me was when she was doing the sprinkler, her stone-faced expression.
Yeah.
That slayed me. I'm dead.
It was so funny. But yeah, I kept noticing. I'm like, she's doing the sprinkler and the hammer. Okay.
Yeah. So, but then they have a chat after that, after Daniel leaves, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that worked. Yeah, you were helpful, Jax. Thank you." But then the Hexerin doesn't like Jax. It senses out his bad vibes. Like, yeah, Hexerin, touch it. Snaps itself out on him. Oh, ah. And he's like, and he's like, yeah, Hex knows what's up.
Yep. Yep.
Then we get to the final scene with Sophie and Maddie's mom, and
this.
Do you want to describe a bit of what happens?
Well, okay, so if I remember correctly, Ursula is like redecorating the room a little bit.
With her magic, yeah.
She's using her magic.
I love her spells, by the way. Like, this is one I specifically remembered from like a decade ago. It would come flash into my mind in random points throughout the last decade. I can't hang this by myself, so hang this for me like a helper elf.
She just and she does the little hand thing whenever like pageanty sort of wave with it.
Yes.
But yeah, she starts changing around the house, and I think Sophie comes in when she changes the curtains. Yeah. And that's when she's like, wait a minute.
What
you have powers? Like,
and she gets it spot on and acts like the way a person normally would. and it's like it sticks out like a sore thumb for her, just like the way she normally acts. Like,
well, and even Ursula, she's like, "Oh, I thought that would gloss right over with you."
Yes.
Like, she was thinking, like, if I just give you some explanation, it's Sophie, she won't catch it.
Well, she's like, yes, I have powers, but they might have just landed on me from some witch who lost hers, like Maddie's. Oh, shoot.
Dang, you're on today. It's lucid, Sophie.
Yeah. Ooh.
What are the chances?
Yeah, and she was like, well, like I'm gonna, well, and she says, like, Maddie's been miserable without her power, like saying like a very reasonable thing.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, you're her mother and you haven't told her, and you know she's been miserable without them.
Yeah,
like, you could tell
Sophie she's like, was that's clicking. Messed up, Ursula. And when Sophie tells you that you're messed up in the head, you know.
It's over the top. You are way too far.
Yeah.
So.
But then we get into typical Sophie just a second later, because like, well, Maddie's mom is like, well, you can't tell her that you have that I have her powers. You better not do this. You better do me this solid. And so but then Sophie says, well, to channel my inner Maddie, what's in it for me?
Yeah, that, I'm not gonna lie, I had to pause it because I was like, that was sinister. That was not what I expected from Sophie, but she did nail it. She nailed that invitation.
And Maddie's mom was like, "Ooh, you did nail how she sounds. Kudos."
Yeah, once I unpaused it and she said that, I said, "Oh wow, channeling Ursula, that's scary."
Well, channeling Maddie. What's in it for me? She did it perfectly, and it's like, but then we see the real Sophie slip back, because then Ursula's like, well, you do this favor for me now, and in exchange, I'll owe you some favor someday. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but did she? What was it? I have to put this in my favor box or something.
Yeah. That tracks, actually. That she would like hold a dossier on everything that she does for someone else that other people owe her.
But it's all imaginary, because it's just she like mimes doing it.
But in my favor box.
Yeah.
But you can tell that she like genuinely has an eidetic memory when it comes to that stuff. Just like, oh, I did this for you 6 years, 3 weeks and 5 days ago.
Which makes me wonder, is she gonna call in that favor? Like right now, you kind of get this kind of old Sophie going back into, oh, in my imaginary box and da 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 da. But then that turns around in a couple of episodes where she's like, you owe me, and I'm gonna call in.
You're stuck on this one.
Yep, that someday is today.
But Maddie's mom is like cognizant of like, can I really trust Sophie to actually keep the secret? And when Sophie leaves the room, she actually says like, I'm in trouble. Yep, you got that right, Ursula.
You are. Well, just in that scene alone, she saw Sophie is not always, a ditz. She can be very intelligent and like reasonable and everything. So you don't know what Sophie you're gonna get.
And calculated. She has learned from Maddie after all.
Yeah, well, and she taught the shoe thing, because she's like, the whole like me going and having to steal your shoes while you're sleeping.
I forgot to mention that. Yes. So,
yes.
Like, like if she had her powers left, she could use magic to steal your shoes instead of having me sneak in and do it.
Yes. So now that's a whole other level of Sophie and being like calculated and figured. Come on now. She's got a lot of
meaning that Sophie could sneak into Ursula's closet without Ursula noticing.
Yes.
She's
and
adept enough to do that.
Whatever. Yeah.
Like
Another unhinged thing.
like Sophie, I could tell she would be like a master spy. She could be like so sneaky and like
Yes.
she's like she has intense like level of skill when she wants to.
Yes. But then she can also put herself out there as a non-threat because people were like, it's Sophie. She's a little she's not a threat. No, she could be a mastermind and we don't know it.
She'll one day she'll show up to school and be like, oh, I why am I walking so funny? Oh, you put your shoes on the wrong feet. Oh.
Oh.
Right.
Let me fix that.
And then make a mess of like she would accidentally like remove the laces from her shoes entirely, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But and then be like, oh, I and then be like, then cut back to her. Oh, I tied my hands together with the shoelaces. Help me, Katie.
Oh dear. Yeah. Oh no.
But this time she's like, I'm on to you, Ursula.
Yeah, like I know what you've done. You're keeping it from Maddie, and now you want me to help you. Well, now you've got to pay the piper. You've got to do something for me.
Yeah, and
which, I mean, if she's been around Maddie for so long, like Sophie is Sophie, but eventually something of Maddie's gonna brush off.
Yep.
Like that's just what it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm. I fear for Ursula after this, but I also don't because screw her, you know.
Well, I mean, she's done something terrible. You reap what you sow.
Yeah.
And she's had these powers for several episodes now.
Yeah.
And she's been keeping it from her. And she knows Maddie's been trying to figure out what happened. And she's been keeping this from her the whole time. So it's like, you kind of did this to yourself. Because you could have just been up front. And yeah. Because that threw me off when I saw that she had powers at all. And then, then it would hop back to Maddie talking about how, she didn't have her powers and all that. And I'm like, oh.
You filled it in your mind, yeah.
Yeah. Like, by the time I got to this scene, I knew. I was like, oh, Ursula, what have you done? So, yeah. You get what you get.
Mm-hmm. So, that's that with Ursula for now. And so then we get the last scene of the episode where they're having, is it dinner or breakfast? Like, Andy, Emma, and Emma's dad.
Yeah. I think it's dinner.
Yeah, they're having dinner and like, oh yeah, just doing whatever, talking about their day and whatnot. And like, well, maybe you can talk with Maddie when you go to her house for the slumber party. Excuse me, what?
Yeah, both of them.
We planned a slumber party and you're gonna go. What? Excuse? No.
It's like you're thinking, what? This is the worst idea ever.
And Emma's dad should have known better than to fall into this trap. But
he didn't. He fell for the whiny tear noise thing that Ursula made.
Well, I think it was like, well, anything to get her to stop yell this noise, I guess. So,
probably, because it was a horrible noise.
So they're gonna have to go to a sleepover, it seems like, and this is a trap to get they just assume that at some point at the sleepover Emma will slip up and reveal magic. But this is just based on that assumption as well.
It's kind of flimsy.
If I would think even Maddie wouldn't find it worth it, to have to spend the night with Emma in her house.
Right.
But I don't know. It seems like Maddie would hate that idea enough to just maybe something else would be better.
Well, I feel like there's so many different opportunities at school. I feel like those had more promise than a slumber party, because now Emma's gonna be on her guard and trying to be very careful.
Yeah, when she's like in enemy territory, literally.
Yes. I don't want to be here, and I need to make sure, she's going to be hyper conscious of the things that she need, things that she should do and should not do and say and not say. Yeah. So,
One would think, but we'll see what happens. And that's where we end off on this episode with the cliffhanger. That's our cliffhanger. And
Yeah. Dun, dun,
yeah,
dun.
you know, I always think that I can make a recording of one of these podcasts short. It never happens.
No, there's so much.
And it's like, well, at least you were prepared somewhat
Yeah,
for
true.
how deep this rabbit hole of this show can go into all these different things of like, wow, there's so many layers of just like most other shows aren't that I well like I can't like talk for like literal hours about like the depth of like most shows I see, but this one for some reason it just
Yeah.
brings that out. It's
There's a
it's
lot. Well,
it
I think last time it was what,
it's
4.5 hours we talked?
like no like 2.5. It wasn't that long, but
Oh, it was okay. I thought it was a long one. But go ahead.
well it 2.5 hours is pretty long, but like but we've gone on longer than that.
Yeah, because it's
Um,
about to be 3.
yeah, so but like well, it's like this show, something about it is it's like has like layers packed upon layers of things to pick apart about it, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, and I mean, if you just do a character study, like we did that and other things, but if you just did a character study on a few of them,
That's like I could like we could have easily like gone on for over 2 hours just about, you know, Diego and Maddie's thing.
mm-hmm,
Or
mm-hmm,
or about like the way the witches council works. We barely talked. I mean, that didn't come up too much in this episode, but
yeah.
easily there's like other stuff about that. But yeah. Anyway, um, I need to get a nap because I work tonight.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I got to get ready because I'm
Yeah,
supposed
but
to.
this shouldn't have eaten up so much of our day,
It's
but it,
fine.
but
It
this
it was
this
fun.
show, man, it's I don't
Yeah.
know what it is about it, but I I but like can you this this is the reason like this show of all things is like stuck in my mind all this decade, you know,
Right.
ever
Right.
since I saw it as a teenager, and like a lot of it, I mean, I didn't like pick up on all the things that we've talked about, of course, but like things like little moments have like stayed with me of just like Sophie is, you know, just randomly attacking people
Making
uh,
making deals and like really
uh,
like blackmailing people.
and like how controlling and obsessive Maddie is, and the dynamics that she engenders in people, like
Hmm.
and and like Jax. Do I need to say more? This is like
Oh man, he's
um
there's a lot. He's like an amped up Tony at this point.
yeah. So but yeah, that does it for another episode of EveRe-Watch Way. And uh, uh anything else that you want to say about what we've watched, or anything else that you haven't brought up yet that you want to?
I don't know. I think we covered everything. We covered a lot.
We were pretty exhausted.
Yeah.
Um,
We were thorough. We were very
yes.
thorough.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've done me quite a favor being on 2 episodes now. You can put that in your favor box, and I'll owe you something later.
Mime opening the box and
Yeah.
writing the note.
So now I'll owe you a favor someday.
Someday.
Like Ursula still thought that she could pull that with Sophie. It was like, yeah, if I just placate her by saying whatever, then that'll be fine.
No, she just made that worse for herself.
Yeah.
Because now she doesn't know when it's gonna come, when it's gonna come back on her.
Or if she can even trust Sophie to not let it slip out, or to just tell Maddie right away, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens next time with Every Which Way. And we're almost halfway. Man, I'm doing these at quite a rate. We're almost halfway through season 2 now.
That's pretty fast. Because the last time we did it was what, December? That was Christmas break for me.
And that was like 2/3 of the way through the first season.
Right. So
yeah,
you're going through them.
So man, I wonder how long. I wonder exactly when I'll be done with the show as a whole. It's 4 seasons long.
Okay.
And then there's like a 12 episode or like 20 episode spin-off where Andy becomes a magic guardian.
Oh.
It's called the Wits Academy. Witches in Training Academy.
Okay.
But where Jax's little sister is one of the main characters.
Oh, okay. So Jax, because I don't think I've met Jax's family.
No, we don't meet her for quite a while.
Okay.
But yeah. So anyway, thank you so much, Amy, for coming on again. It was so great to be with you. You bring out so much. It's awesome.
Oh, thanks. I thank you for having me. This is fun.
Yeah, I wish we could do this a lot more often. It's great. but life be life and all that. And I don't have too many people in my life who have like indulged me on this stuff the way you have. So
I watch it and I observe, and we just kind of vibe off each other really well. So
yeah,
it's fun times.
Yeah. So maybe you'll bring some lessons to your students from all this. Like I learned this from Maddie. You should never be like that.
Don't be this person. Yeah. Be like,
put up a poster in your
way and don't do what she does.
Put a poster in your classroom. Be a Daniel, not a Jax.
I totally should.
Or be an Emma, not a Maddie.
Yeah. Or just tell them like, look, be Andy. Just be Andy.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Or like a poster that says on top, be Andy, in the middle, image of Andy, and then bottom say bottom text. That's it.
That's all. That's the whole poster right there.
Yeah. So thanks again, Amy, for coming on. I almost called you Andy.
I wouldn't have been mad at that at all.
Yeah. Yeah. So Andy is the best character maybe in fiction ever. So
she's awesome.
And I think with Jax, Maddie, and Ursula, we have a 3-way tie for worst character ever.
Yeah. As it stands right now, definitely.
So everyone follow EveRe-Watch Way on the Facebook page. Stay tuned for more episodes, and on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Share it around to people that you know. Subscribe, give it a review, everything to do with that. And best wishes to you, Amy. And I know you'll do great. Bring more good lessons to the youth. And
do my best. I'll do my best. We're after spring break. It's kind of like the race to summer. So exactly.
So thanks again for coming on, and stay safe, everyone. Have an excellent week. And finally, best magical wishes.